Broker transparency is back in the news.
It is.
How do you feel? What is it?
Let's get right after it, I guess.
Pitter patter?
So freight brokers are obviously people who have customers who have freight, and they broker third party to carriers like ourselves. And they charge one thing, they pay another. I mean, it's
get paid off the spread.
That's called business. And there's a debate and, hard feelings because truckers with the trucks feel that brokers are skimming too much off the top and taking too much money. And brokers are saying, well, it's our right to earn a living. And so I think OOIDA, the Owner Operators Independent Drivers Association, is pushing to have broker transparency. And
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
One, why does it matter? And two, if you don't like it, why don't you do something else?
I agree with that. I agree with that. I've always looked at, I look at brokers a couple ways. Keep in mind, we also are a broker,
Tongue in cheek.
Federally regulated broker.
Federally regulated. I was wondering if you're going to bring
but we don't operate as a broker. We just have the authority. But yeah, I mean, I've always looked at brokers as there's some really, really dirty, ugly ones that
used car salesman brokers.
They have no idea what they're doing.
Yep.
TQL comes to mind. They hire green kids out of college that have no idea about transportation, and they're just buy low, sell high, or buy what? Yeah, no, whatever. Make a dollar.
Right. They're the ones that were calling us about our truck posted in Kaukauna for a load in Ludington, Michigan.
Yeah, there's a lake in between
look at the map.
Here in Michigan. But that's just one negative example. But there's a lot of positive examples. Like I also have looked at brokers as an extension of us. Like they're our sales team.
Right.
And if they're making a profit, good for them.
Yeah. Because they're also helping us make a profit.
Yeah, and if we agree and can operate at the costs that we agree upon,
right?
What's the problem with it?
Right.
If they're making 50%, well,
good for them.
We could operate at that level. Nobody's complaining about the markup on shoes or the markup on food or.
Right. Well, people are complaining about food prices, but yeah.
You know what I mean? Then don't buy it. Don't pay it.
If you here's a good real life example. If you think the prices for a restaurant are too expensive and you keep going there,
yeah,
that's your fault.
You're enabling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Find a different broker.
Right.
There's thousands of them out there.
Right. And we can't possibly, we travel the U.S., like we can't possibly have a salesperson in every state, city that we go to.
No.
So that's where we go to the brokers and we use them as an extension of us.
They're a relationship.
Yeah. We have a lot of great relationships with some of them. Are some of them dirty? Absolutely. But then it's your decision if you're going to work with them or not.
100%.
So back to the transparency, I probably get ridiculed for this, but I don't see the need for it or it's their right, and it's your right to make that decision.
Right. Profit isn't a dirty word.
Right. There's other so what somebody's going to say is, okay, all these brokers are brokering this freight for $1 a mile, and all these, we're just going there. The foreigners that don't speak English are going to haul it because they don't know any better. Right. That's all being addressed. There's always a bigger picture. So I don't know. What's your thought on broker transparency? I just don't. It is what it is. Like, I don't think it's not my right to know what they're getting paid.
Do you know how much your iPhone costed to be made?
Probably less than $1,000 that I paid for it.
Right. Do you care about that?
No, because I wanted it. Right?
That's my thought. Mm-hmm. I understand there's two sides to every story, three sides, whatever. Do I agree that, hey, there are some instances where there may be gouging taking place? yeah, but if you've been in the industry long enough, you kind of know where those areas are.
There's two things that we never talked about growing up: politics and money. It was not my business how much money you make. It's not nobody's business.
Right.
In my opinion, that's just the way I was brought up. So I guess that's my just my stance on it.
I don't see a need for it. I mean, seeing both sides of it, and I think anyone sitting seeing both sides of it. Do you win on some loads that you broker? Yeah, but you also lose on a lot of them.
Well, and what about the relationship? What about the past groundwork that was laid? What
the
about
time you spend nurturing the relationship, going to visit people, going to do all of these
understanding
things.
the customer's business?
Yeah.
Like, then you could also say, well, the shipping guy, which kind of does that job as well, or shipping person,
right?
Should you know what they make as a living?
No.
Right? If you're paying that guy $50,000 a year, he's doing the same thing as that broker, in theory, finding carriers.
Yeah. It's just like shipping prices, if you think about it. Like freight prices, like it's the last thing that someone can complain about. Oh, the brokers are taking too much money. Oh, trucking's costing too much money. I just need something to complain about because I'm sad and miserable.
Well, what's going to happen? Let's just say, all right, you're hauling this load and you're content and you're at $3 a mile, whatever it is. Now you see that the broker was making $6. Okay. So they're getting 50% more, 100%, whatever it is, doubling their money. Are you then going to say, I'm not doing that? Because I don't think there's any regulation that says they can only charge 10% or 50%.
Well, there is a regulation that if someone asks, I think that the law that they proposed a while ago said that if someone asked, they had to see it, but there was a loophole where you had to make them come to your office to see the.
So then you see it.
Right.
Now what?
It's over.
Oh my God, you just made $1,000 on me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I lost $1,500 last week.
It's a waste of time.
Right. Yeah. Because there's times, I mean, holidays don't change shipping schedules. They do in an oversized thing, but you have to cram 5 or 6 days worth of work into 4 or 5 days worth of work. You still got to get that stuff done. And a lot of times that comes at a cost. And what does that cost come out of? No one talks about that.
Right. They're not going back to the customer and getting more.
And now you don't get to get your jumper out to where you got to go or whatever. And now you have all those wasted miles. Okay, yeah, I may have made 1,000, but in the grand scheme, we lost 1,200.
Or if that broker has a contracted rate.
Yeah.
Like we have a situation like that.
Yeah.
And
it's got to get covered.
Like you said, holidays, it's got to get covered.
Right.
You might lose money on that.
Right.
I can't believe we're sitting here defending brokers. It's not really my typical stance, but I don't see I think it's a waste of breath talking about that.
I'm defending free trade.
There you go.
That's what I'm defending. I don't. If you don't like it, move on. Yeah. If you don't like it, move on.